Hello everybody and welcome. Today I wanted to make a video about this arcade stick, but also a kind of Steam Deck special about this channel for fighting games. I really do love fighting games, and with EVOs coming up, I wanted to showcase that Steam Deck is more than capable to be able to play most of the games on a very competent frame rates, and you can even enjoy the games online. Now, with the Steam Deck OLED, we also have very good control with Bluetooth, so we can use something like this bad boy, which is completely wireless. And I wanted to kind of kill two things with one stone and show off this arcade stick kind of as a review. I just got it today. It's very cheap. It's on Prime sale right now. There is no affiliation. I bought it myself. I was just really excited to show it off to you guys. So let's just go on immediately and check on some games. Now the games that I want to check today is Street Fighter 6, Tekken 7, Uni-2, and maybe there is something else as well in here, but let's just check first with Street Fighter 6. Now this is the game that I have played most of them, and the reason that I wanted to make really this video was mostly because I wanted to show off that what this is capable of. I have seen some reviews that people were mostly mentioning generic things, and not that I'm gonna do a very in-depth review, but just to give you the state of affairs. If you want to use it with the Steam Deck, you can definitely use it without even a screen. That is the beauty of it. You can just have it in front of you and play the games if you want, and wirelessly without any wires because it's Bluetooth. But I wanted to show you what you can do. Now this stick is specifically made for Switch, but it also has an X input toggle, so I'm using that for here. And it also has two connection types, Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz, with a dongle inside that you can use on both Switch and PC. And you can also use the wire if you want to have it wired, but for me that's the most useless thing because I do have 3 other arcade sticks. So I don't plan to use this for like a competitive environment or anything like that. I wanted this for casual fun. I want to sit on my couch, press on the start button, opens the Steam Deck, and I'm playing. I don't want to be going, oh, I have to set up, put the wires, remove the wire, someone else needs to sit on the couch and everything like that. So let's just show off here a little bit first how it will seem, kind of how comfortable it will be to hold this. For Street Fighter, I usually hold it like this, and I move the character like this. The only problem I have a little bit with this controller is on the double circles, but let's just, okay, normally I can do this. Okay, I did it a little bit of time, so I think maybe I got used to it. So I can do this. Okay, that's fine. And you can see on the graph as well that Street Fighter is more than playable here. We can do the Super 2. I don't really feel that is there any problem with this stick in sense of like even the, because a lot of people immediately when they get a stick they're like, okay, this doesn't have Sanwa, so I have to immediately put Sanwa. And the way that I see this stick, you don't really have to unless you're like super wired that you need to have complete familiarity. I don't feel that this is too inferior to be like, okay, I have to change it right now. As you can see, the inputs be working very well for all kind of motions. And doesn't really move because inside it has metal plates, so they keep it in place. I also tested it on my lap on the couch, and it worked fine. It didn't move. I was expecting it to move because it was smaller, but I don't know, maybe because it was heavier, it didn't really move. Okay, seems fine. So because we're in here anyway, for someone that may be wondering, because I get this a lot usually on videos, and if I saw for Street Fighter doesn't have the best default settings when you're playing this game, and in general, fighting games, even if they get verified, for some reason, the default settings are garbage here. So let me just show you what I have here. I have it set to 720, internal resolution 5, so it doesn't get too blurry. Windowed, 60 FPS, off, VSync on. You can have it off if you want. I prefer it on just to have a stable frame time. I don't really mind the input lag too much because I have the input lag reduction on. And the participant, you can do whatever you want here. You can just copy these settings if you want. These specific settings here get me very good results on how it looks and how it works. So like you see even the effects and some things here, the shadow qualities, even though they're low, it doesn't really matter. They don't affect the visuals of the game. I have tested this as much as I could, and I have seen a lot of improvements over time, that you can even use this setting. Before you couldn't. It was getting you too low FPS, but now it's great. So there it is. This, if you get it just for Street Fighter, I don't think you're gonna have any issues. The only issue that I can imagine is, as you can see here, there is not too much of room. So you saw how I was holding it. I was putting myself in a winning position here. If you're someone that holds it like a wine glass, or like uses a little bit too spaced out handle, although I can't really imagine that. But if someone does that, or like they prefer to use it a little bit of outside grip, you may have trouble with that. You either have to adjust to the controller, or you kind of have to find another grip, or just don't get the controller if you don't want to change that. Which is understandable because there is a lot of things in here. But we are done with Street Fighter. I want to make it a quick video, if I can. Alright. So we go from here and we go immediately to Tekken. Tekken is actually even harder on the settings than the Street Fighter. The Street Fighter, you could do it up and down, but this game has so many upscaling methods, and it's so hard to find what was going wrong that I can't really tell you. You can see there is some weird stuff going on, that like the art is not fully showing like there on the loading screen, but then you go in game and it's fine. So you kind of wonder what is going on. So far, though, with the inputs, I haven't seen really anything wrong. Now, as you can imagine, this is just from a monitor. If you're playing on the Steam Deck, these games, they're gonna look way better on the smaller screen. But because I'm showing also the arcade stick, you might as well know how it's gonna look docked. Because I don't really mind if things get a little bit blurrier, because usually in fighting games the art style kind of carries over, so it doesn't really matter. So let's see here the graphic settings. 720p, VSync off. Some people use this, but I think it's kind of garbage because it makes animations weird. Rendering scale 65, FSR 1 for some reason works better than 2 in here. Low, shadows on medium, everything else on low, and post-processing on medium. These two settings are on medium because you would think that changing the texture and some of the effects may be the things that change the game here, but it's really the shadow and the post-processing effects. I don't know why they have jumbled all together, because there is, if you go by name, there is a lot of post-processing effects, and I don't like that they only have one toggle, but it is what it is, and that's what we have to work with. So if you turn them all off, the game just looks too ugly in my opinion, not very worth it. So let's go with Reina. I just want to show you that you can do the equivalent of Dragon Punch, Wave Dash. I don't really know Tekken. I just played very casually. I'm still trying to learn, but I want to learn to play on stick, but it's actually a bit hard for me. So I don't know. I'm just trying. This gets a bit hard because your wrist kind of gets messed up. And I don't play like this. When I play Tekken, I play like this because it's easier to control with your hand, because this is not really motions most of the times. It's just how you control the directions. So it's better when you have full control like this. So let's see if I can do any of this. Okay, only one. Okay, I could get two. That's fine. I mean, that's not really an achievement. It wasn't even an electric, but just gonna show that you can do it if you're competent. And obviously as I said, I'm quite bad here. So Korean backdashing, very slow, but you can do it. And I just got the feeling of the controller. I'm not really expert again at it. I definitely look better on my Razer Panthera, but this is not bad. And you still, like, you see the way that I hold the controller is not too bad here. And with all that saying that I'm showing this here is mostly because I want to like kind of show you that you can get this and you can play fighting games. You can use the Steam Deck and you can play casuals, or when you're traveling, instead of getting a huge laptop for a tournament, you can just get something like this and enjoy your time, like do some practice if you don't have like a portable monitor or something like that with a PS. Actually, now these days you cannot get a PS4, so forget it. Getting a PS5 to a tournament sounds very bad. So I definitely think that it's the preferable method. While on the first iteration of the Steam Deck, docking was very bad. With this one, I can definitely tell it's very different, and I do enjoy playing even ranked on this device. Mostly Street Fighter, but sometimes I try to play Tekken as well. Sometimes Tekken can be a bit stubborn and you can get weird errors for the GPU. I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix them, but sometimes it just happens with some updates. Okay, I think we kind of showed enough here of Tekken. And this is like verified, and this is like playable, and this is the funniest one. This one shows it's unsupported, but it's the game that plays the best in here. And for some reason it gets unsupported because the movie doesn't work. I don't use not even experimental, not even GE Proton. This is all the default. And because this starting movie doesn't work, they still have it as unsupported, and I don't understand why at all. Maybe the developers, they have a chance to change that, but they don't really care because the Steam Deck is not that big, I guess, and this is more of a niche game. But I truly think these games shine on lesser hardware, and you can have this, and I have it on a real setup and still shine. You don't have to have a PS4, because this one you don't really need a PS5 to play this game. The way that I want to show this, I have tested it various times. You can play online. There is no problem with that at all. You don't need to change anything. The only problem this game has is just the starting movie, and it was the same with Melty Blood, but eventually the developers on Melty Blood just fixed how it works with the movie, and it works on Steam Deck. So let's just show the half circle on input here. That's okay. I will try to attempt to show you my pathetic combo in this game, which is already messed it up. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, so like let me just show another one as well. Okay. So this one with the dash really usually messes me up. I'm not really used to dash like this and do dash things. That's why I really suck at Street Fighter as well with the dash things now that they have with that mechanic. But yeah, like it's still fine. I play games I enjoy. I don't really play to just win all the time. Just like some gold rush in Street Fighter with Ken, and that's it. But here, yeah, I still enjoy Uni-2. I'm trying to learn it. I picked it up again when I learned that the game has been fixed on PC, because I got it at the start and it was not working well and I refunded it. But now I took it back again. So as you can see, that's pretty much what's going on. Everything is fine. You can see the graph on the top. Very low consumption on everything. This barely using any watts. So it's fine. You can play even on the D-pad on the Steam Deck completely fine, or you can choose and play this on the couch. You are not gonna have any problems unless you are a scrub like me and cannot do the inputs right. So this one, you don't really need any settings, just in case if anyone is wondering what I'm using. So the settings that I am using are these: 720p windowed, vertical sync off, anti-aliasing, brightness, whatever. And yeah, this is what I use. And it works completely fine, no problems at all. Easy peasy. And you can play online even if it says it's unsupported. Doesn't really matter. Now for this, it's exactly the same as Melty Blood. The only difference is that it's verified. You can play completely fine the games and enjoy them. So I believe that was the fighting games that I have here. Let me see if I have anything else. Okay, I have Guilty Gear as well, but that's not really a heavy game. That's fine. The same with King of Fighters that I have. There's not really anything to show. And I also have a Mortal Kombat video, but because Mortal Kombat with stick is not very good, you can watch that video if you want. It was very recent, if you want to check that out. Anyways, this was the video. If you like what I'm doing, you can like it. If you didn't like it, you can fuck off. And enjoy EVO 2024. Hope it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna have a lot of announcements and future support for the Steam Deck and in general for PC with fighting games. Thank you all. Have a great day.